Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm going to be discussing today real quick about Insecure episode number 7. It's about Molly and her love of her life, Andrew. I have to admit, guys, I am not a Molly fan. This was not one of my favorite episodes. However, this episode between Molly and Andrew is juicy, juicy, beyond juicy. So we all know that this episode starts off by leaving off on episode 6 where Molly is sitting inside of a restaurant and Issa sees Molly sitting inside the restaurant. Now we all had the last impression thinking that Molly did not see Issa, but come to find out Molly actually did see Issa, but by the time she saw her leaving, getting in her car, and Molly had the face expression like, I cannot believe she just left like that. I'm actually glad to see that Issa is actually sticking to her guns. I'm glad that she is allowing Molly to at least own up to her part in this drama between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? And that she's actually sticking to her guns and she's allowing Molly to reflect on what's actually her part in this whole relationship. So I thought that part was kind of interesting. I kind of wonder what would have happened if Issa would have continued to go into the restaurant. What would the scenario have been then? But I think, the writers are giving us all what we want, and that's to see them have a little time apart. But we go on to see Molly and Andrew talking, and Molly tells Andrew that she saw Issa at the restaurant and that Issa walked away and, went on with her own business. And, it goes on to say, he talks to his roommate, and his roommate is, telling him about some problems that they're having back at the apartment building, and she hears Issa in the background. And Molly, of course, she has her own reasons for why uh, Issa is there. Of course, she has these negative feelings about Issa. She thinks that Issa, of course, is a user, things like that. So she thinks that, of course, she has reasons for being over there with Nate, but she doesn't really understand why Issa continues to have dealings with Nate when Nate ghosted her. But it took Andrew to kind of shed some light on that whole situation with Nate and let Molly know that, well, Nate just had problems. Nate just had some things going on, that he had to deal with concerning his mental illnesses, his mental, issues. And just because you deal with mental issues doesn't necessarily mean that you're crazy. It just means that you have some issues within yourself that you need to take care of first. And sometimes when you're entering into a relationship, that can cause, problems and cause confusion when you're dealing with, whatever your mental illness may be. Sometimes it's hard to acknowledge the fact that we have issues within ourselves. So just based on that alone, I applaud Nate for at least recognizing that he has some issues that he needs to address within himself. And he didn't want to, involve Issa in that. He wanted to step away and deal with his issues on his own and then come back later and try to, mend things with him and Issa, and maybe even down the line express himself and explain, the issues that he has within himself. But I'm glad that Andrew shed that light on Molly, and now Molly can at least look at that situation and see it from a different standpoint instead of a judgmental standpoint, because Molly can be very judgmental. But I don't want to focus on that because this episode was truly about Andrew and Molly. And man, guys, when I say hot and steamy, it starts off by Andrew, what I'm saying, putting his finger in the honey jar and swirling it around like that on the airplane. Okay? I mean, I think we all see Andrew in this episode being the freak that he is. And I was here for it. I was like, oh my gosh, like, You all know how it is when you dating somebody new and it's different, and you know what I'm saying, everything seems wonderful, and you have that little freaky edge on top of it. It's all good. And I believe that this is what Andrew is bringing to the relationship. You know, for Molly, it's something different. She's stepping out of her boundaries, out of her comfort zone. She's dating outside of her race, and she's loving it. And you know, you see on the airplane, it's funny how they throw a little twist in there. They have Kim Fields, Kim Fields on the airplane, and you know what I'm saying, she's throwing her little comedy in there to make it nice and funny and stuff. But really, guys, I was just here for Andrew and Molly. When he stuck his fingers down there and got to doing what he was doing, I about died. But Andrew truly, truly was here for it. He was like, he had his intentions out there. He didn't hold no punches when it came to showing Molly exactly just how freaky he is, just how freaky he was willing to go. And I was like, damn, Andrew then busted out with the whole 50 Shades of Grey. You know what I'm saying? He like the Asian Christian. He like the Asian Christian in 50 Shades of Grey. And he was like, yes, girl, I got all this. And he started busting out with all kind of toys and things. And he was pretty much letting Molly like, hey, it's about to go down in Mexico. Like, Mexico is about to be a vacation to remember. And so Molly, she starts pulling out all of her sexy lingerie. And you guys, you know what I'm saying, Molly working, you know what I'm saying, she got a nice little figure going on, you know what I'm saying, her body on point and shit. And so when she puts on her little lingerie, she looks all the way put together. Okay, and I know when Andrew sees her, you know, all in her glory and shit, he just like, hell yeah, like it's time to get it popping. And that's exactly what happened. These two got to the hotel and it was on and popping. All the little plans that they had, you know, with their family, with Andrew's family and stuff, that had to be put on hold because he was trying to get that chocolate and she was trying to see what's up with that Asian persuasion. So we see these two holding no punches. They out there fucking on the balcony. You know what I'm saying? They out there doing it big in Mexico and had the audacity to not even make it at all that day. They come showing up the next day for, you know, they fun adventures that they had set up for the day with the family. And, you know, the family's like, oh, hey, nice to see you guys. Nice to see that you could actually make it. And they was like, oh, yeah, we got tied up. We was tired. They making all kind of excuses. I don't think the family was falling for it, but you know what? It is what it is, guys. That's what vacations are for. They're for having all kinds of fun. Let your hair down, be wild, make memories, and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, we see that they're going on this hike, and you know, they're getting ready to go hang gliding. You know, Molly about to do some real white people shit because black people, we don't do that kind of stuff. We don't hang glide. We don't bungee jump. We don't do none of that kind of life threatening type, you know, adrenaline rushing type of shit. At least I don't. You know what I'm saying? And I think most of us don't. But you know what I'm saying? She's stepping out of her comfort zone, like I said, and she's, you know, doing things that she normally would not do in other relationships with her new guy on her side. So, you know, that comes with different type of adventures. And I think she really enjoyed hang gliding through Mexico and all that kind of stuff. And so then, you know, we see that Molly and the family, they get together and they're in the pool. You know what I'm saying? Molly's breaking out with all of her sexy ass swimsuits and stuff, showing off all that chocolate ass body of hers. And life on the resort could not be any better, right? So then we see, you know, she comes and she runs into a little bit of issues with one of the ladies at the counter. She wanted to try to get a towel, and the lady, you know, simply, I believe the lady was simply doing her job, but Molly Molly, let's face it, Molly's dealing with some issues, you know what I'm saying? They kind of portraying her as the angry black woman, you know what I'm saying? But she gets into it with the lady at the counter over the towel because the lady tells her, hey, you got to show your key card. Now, we all know if you've ever been on a resort, you got to have that key card. You got to show that key card everywhere you go because, there's tons of people on resorts, and for somehow, some way, they get on these resorts and they utilize all the amenities and shit like that, and they don't even be on the resort permanent. They're not even there to stay. They're just there to enjoy all the festivities. So she asked Molly, hey, can I see your key card? And Molly's like, wait, but the people in front of me, who of course was not black, you didn't ask them for their key card. So she looked at it from a racist standpoint. She looked at it as if, the lady was targeting her because she was black and asking her for her card because she was black. And the brother or cousin, or I don't know what relation he is to Andrew, he steps in and gives his key card. So you can see obviously that Molly had an attitude after that. She snatches the towel away from the lady. She stomps off, goes into the pool, and kind of tosses the towel at at the lady, you know what I'm saying? At his cousin's girlfriend or brother's girlfriend. And the brother kind of looks at Molly like, damn, you got an attitude, and it kind of strikes up a conversation in the pool. And Molly, man, she gets fucking mad. She fucking goes off on him. But I kind of understand where she's coming from because, yes, both of them are minorities, and the brother, or he was trying to make a point, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to say, hey, I'm a minority too. Don't think that I don't deal with these type of issues too. But really, it's the way that you look at it and how you respond is how you deal with it. And Molly, basically was saying, fuck that. Like, your struggles and my struggles are two different things. The way, I have to deal with things and you deal with things are totally different. And Andrew didn't really like the fact that the brother or cousin was kind of coming at Molly like that. It made her look bad, and as a result, she stomped off and, basically was like, fuck y'all, kiss my ass. All of y'all can fucking kiss my ass. I'm out of here. And that's what she did. She left. And I don't blame her, you know what I'm saying? In some situations, it's true, but the brother slash fuck cousin, whatever, he was trying to make her, see it from a different standpoint, like if you see the glass fucking full versus half empty type shit. But I don't know. I see where she was coming from. So anyways, to make a long story short, Molly and Andrew get back to the hotel. You know what I'm saying? You see them laying in the bed together. He's sleeping. She's wide awake. She has a lot of things going through her head. She has a lot of thoughts going through her head. And I think she has an actual time of reflecting. I think that everything that had transpired down at the pool resonated. You know what I'm saying? And she was kind of thinking to herself, like, damn, like, fuck, maybe I am the problem. Like, maybe I am the source of, the negativity in the relationships in my life. Like, maybe I'm the issue. And so, we see her making a phone call to her therapist and talking to her therapist and leaving a message saying, that she needs to see her, she needs to speak to her. So I don't know, guys. You never, never know. After she speaks to her therapist, she just might come around. She just might come around. Maybe speaking to her therapist might show her some things about her relationship with Issa. I don't know if that's going to make me change my mind about Molly, but we'll see, guys. We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and conclude this recap, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are concerning this episode, guys. And if you guys are ready for the next episode, are you ready for Lawrence to return in the next episode, guys? I don't know, but I'm here for it. So you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.